So what are the goals of the appointment? The real goals of the appointment are threefold. You want to make the seller feel comfortable with me, I'm talking about from my perspective, from me, and trust that I can help them, right? You want to, so build rapport, as they say. You want to determine if there is a problem that should be but we can solve, right, as investors. Is there a problem that we can solve that the seller has? You want to get an idea of the required repairs, so you want to look at the general condition and what really needs to be done. And you determine what, if any, next steps should take place. Sometimes you go on an appointment and it's a waste of time. I've gone on appointments that were a complete waste of time. I try to cut them short, can't really do it, but if I go on an appointment and the seller really doesn't care, right? Maybe my leads manager screwed up, the guy wasn't that interested, he wants full price, his sister's an agent, he has to list with her. It's a waste of time. But very often there's more to it, and I'm going to discuss what exactly happens on the appointment. So the basic, what people don't understand, they think this is all about price, right? They think we're going to try and convince some widow or orphan to sell us a property for a significantly lower number than it's worth. That is not what we do. We solve problems. There are problems that an investor can solve that people have, and it's the same problems over and over and over again. We're going to deal with them today. And we want to be the one that solves the problems as opposed to another investor. So, and if not, if there is no problem that we can solve, we want to let them know that it's okay, right? It's okay, it just doesn't work, right? You want full price, your sister's an agent, and you're not going to list it with me, and you're never going to sell it for a discount. So, but we always want to let them know that we are a resource, right? Now, the reason why I always leave every seller appointment with, listen, even if you don't sell me or you don't list it with me, you can always call me for help. So my point is that I want to leave the appointment, I want to leave the seller with a better feeling after the appointment than they had before. I want it to be a positive experience. So there's a few parts, right? There's an advanced agreement, which you say, we're going to get into all these. So advanced agreement, we take a tour and we build rapport while we're looking at the property. We sit down and we start digging for really deeper reasons that they want to sell. We show empathy and we go negative. We uncover deal killers and we test whether this person really wants to sell it. And then we maybe make the offer there or not. I don't, but we'll talk about it. So let's go through this. So advanced agreement. So the advanced agreement is answering the unasked questions in a seller's mind. It's time frame, agenda, and outcome. What that means is sellers don't know when we go there how long we're going to be there for. They may think we're going to be there for 45 minutes, and maybe they have a doctor's appointment, they have to leave for a half hour. So when I go in, I say, listen, this whole thing will probably take 20 to 30 minutes. And then what's going to happen, right? Am I going to take a hammer and smash a hole in their wall and look at the insulation? Am I going to take out the circuit breakers and see if they're the newest circuit breakers? So I say, listen, we're just going to take a walk. You're going to give me a walk through the house. Then we're going to sit down and we're going to talk. I'm going to ask you some questions. You can ask me any questions you have. And then there's outcome. You need to give them permission to say no, to teach them this is not going to be a hard sale. Because some people are afraid of that. They're afraid I'm going to sit there, I'm not going to leave. I'm going to sit there for 7 hours until they agree to a price that they don't want to sell for. So I say, listen, if it makes sense to take the next steps, we'll talk about that. And if not, it's okay. I very often say, listen, I don't buy every house I go into. To me, that is what gives them the permission to say no. That's the advanced agreement. That's the first thing that happens before I even go anywhere.